Hello and welcome to our show, coming to you from Istanbul, overlooking the world-famous Hagia Sophia and Blue Mosque on the banks of the mighty Bosphorus River. Turkey's future is at something of a crossroads, with its European membership bid high on the agenda and a growing role as a geopolitical player in the region. The responsibility for seeing this role mature will eventually rest on the shoulders of the next generation of Turks, who are closely watching how their society handles key issues. With 12 million young people in the country aged 15 to 24, more than a third of whom are unemployed, securing a secure future for the youth is something of a challenge. What do they see as their priorities? What are their biggest concerns, economically, socially, and politically? Let's find out. I'm joined by a panel of young people who represent a broad spectrum of Turkish society. Welcome all of you to the show. I'll introduce you all as we get to you. Neslihan, I'd like to start with you. Neslihan Akbulut. Barack Obama recently visited Turkey, and it was a big event. It was his first visit to a Muslim country, his first time talking to the Turkish people, of course. What was your assessment of his trip?
Actually, it was really interesting for us too, because Obama has recently become president, and we just know that he's black. He's kind of Hussein Obama. So we know just little facts about him, actually. And I think maybe majority of Turkey doesn't know really deep beside these points. So it was nice to hear from him, and it was nice to hear him in Istanbul, in our city, in our country.
Right. Well, Avi Haligua, you're actually involved in the media as well to some degree as a journalist. Yeah. And I wonder how you regarded that trip, and what do you think Turkish people were expecting from Barack Obama?
I mean, I'm not sure what they were really expecting, but having Barack Obama here was really a big event for the Turkish people, really, because with the Bush administration, we had many problems as the Turkish Republic and as the world too. And seeing another president was really a happy event. And by the way, his messages were really better than Bush administration. And then, so it was a good trip for us too. And I think it was good for him too.
Can he bring peace to the Middle East?
Actually, I don't think so. It's not the plan, most probably. But, you know, we have to wait and see.
Gökşen Şahin, how do you feel about the way, Turkey is shaping up nowadays, politically and economically? Because I know a big concern for many young people like yourselves is the fact that unemployment is very high, the economy is struggling, as it is around the world. How secure do you feel about the future, economically?
Actually, economically, as I'm about to graduate from the university, so I don't feel so comfortable. I have some friends who are just studying to find a job from a year or from more than a year. So it's the big issue, the unemployment. So we start how the IMF agreements and how the unemployment started to shake the governments about the issues. And we see that one of the biggest demonstrations from the trade unions from the whole history has started to happen in these days. Just a few months ago, there has been one of the biggest demonstration of the trade unions. So we start seeing the effects of the crisis that the Prime Minister say that it's not shaking us, but...
Ömer Karataş, good to have you here as well. You're actually politically very active. You're involved with the youth organization aspect of the ruling AK party. In terms of trying to fix things, in terms of being more politically active, do you find young people in these times of sort of tough economics are willing to take part more in politics in this country?
Well, if you were to look at the previous election that just took place 2 weeks ago, it's been a week and a half, the AK party with its candidates put forward 1,370 young candidates on its candidate list for the city councils. Now, this is a major development. The reason why I say this is that it's the first time in Turkish political history that a political party has taken such an action. No other party has given such importance and given such influence into the hands of young people. So in terms of economic policy, our ideas, our thoughts, our perspectives are always asked by the upper party administration, and the chairman of our youth organization is also a member of the executive board of the party, basically the Politburo of the party, the central committee. Hence, our opinions are always voiced, and I do believe that we always try our best to put forward the issues regarding young people. And to come to the matter of the economic crisis, Turkey is in a much better situation compared to many countries around the world. I was just in Hungary a month ago, and Hungary is a country of 11 million people, and they've taken a $35 billion loan from the IMF. The country is basically it's considered a basket case right now. Hence, Turkey's situation is much better. We have not had, none of our banks have gone bankrupt, and those are all because of the measures that our government has taken over the past 5-6 years. A good example of this is the capital ratio regarding banks. In Turkey, it's 12%. In other countries around the world, the average is 6%, 6 to 7%. Hence, we haven't had any of our big banks basically needing government lending or going bankrupt in this.
I'll get on to some of the issues in depth as well in a moment. Let me bring in Canberk Göçoğlu here and welcome you to the show. You're affiliated to the opposition, CHP.